Bubba Ho-Tep. This one won the poll, beat out
Yeah, it
Phantasm.
did. Yeah, it did.
Um,
And it was a comeback too, wasn't
yeah,
it?
I believe
Phantasm was
so.
in the lead forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and funny thing, this was also directed by Don Coscarelli. So
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
regardless. Summary for this film: Elvis and a black JFK stay in a nursing home where nothing happens until a wayward Egyptian mummy comes and sucks out the old people's souls through their a-holes. It literally said, I didn't read that before.
A-holes.
The two decide to fight back. Written by Joe R. Lansdale and Don Coscarelli. And I hope they're making this prequel. Bubba Nosferatu, Curse of the She-Vampires.
Yeah,
I've been hearing rumors about sequels
long
and prequels.
time.
Yeah,
2 years
2017.
after this came out.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
2017 was when the IMDb has it listed, and it's in pre-production still, so it's probably just not going to happen. But of course, you got the Bruce Campbell as Elvis / Sebastian Hoff.
Maybe when Bruce Campbell is actually old enough to be in a nursing home.
Right. Well, it's supposed
and
to
he needs some money.
It's supposed to be a prequel,
they'll make
so it could be
okay.
any point in time.
They better hurry.
Yeah, you got to get it. Ossie Davis as Jack. You might remember him from Grumpy Old Men, Do the Right Thing. I remember back in the 90s, he was in like everything. So, and then Reggie Bannister makes an appearance in this film also as a rest home administrator. Evidently, the original story had a female character who thinks she's John Dillinger post-sex change. That would have been an interesting concept there. I think the scarabs look good. We've got K&G effects again on this. They could have really went sideways with those bugs, man. But I think they look good.
I feel like they kind of dropped the ball with the bugs.
Really?
To be honest.
This was a really low budget movie, though.
Yeah,
so
they did it for.
They looked good for what they were.
K&G did it for free.
Yeah,
the movie cost.
This is a favor.
The movie cost $500,000 to make, so they did it as a favor to Coscarelli just because of his, this is the Phantasm dude. But I didn't think the Mummy looked. I mean, the Mummy, it looked good for the most part. It couldn't move its mouth, which was weird. But until the end, when it opened up like a whatever happens. Don't get me wrong. I love Bruce Campbell playing Elvis. I think it's perfect. But good Lord, there's so much front loading at the beginning of this. I don't need all that. You could have condensed the first half hour into 15 minutes, gave me that, and then get to the cool shit, fill that other 15 minutes up with the cool shit. Like, more of that Kemosabe guy, because he was hilarious. That old guy with the cowboy gun.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Asshole.
I think the best thing about this movie is Ossie Davis and Bruce Campbell's interactions, especially
He's like a real life 6-shooter from Puppet Master.
Yeah. Well, he was a cowboy actor.
Yeah.
I think that was his deal, because like when they showed his room, you saw all these posters, and I felt like he was.
They're probably really him too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's how I always figured.
I haven't seen this movie for a while, so I did not remember the whole Bruce Campbell Ossie Davis bathroom scene where Ossie Davis explains how a soul can be extracted out of any orifice in the human body. I mean, every scene with these guys is great. I love it when he goes, "Hey, you want a ding dong?" And he's like, "Not mine. I mean, like a chocolate ding dong."
I guess mine would be chocolate.
He says, I guess
that way since they died.
I guess mine would be chocolate now that I've been dyed.
Yeah.
A few times I thought Bruce Campbell looked like an old Kurt Russell, more than an Elvis. It happened several times. I got into a weird thought spiral after that, thinking about what it would have been like if Bruce Campbell played an old Kurt Russell in a movie for whatever reason that would be. I don't know. I don't think this is technically a horror movie. I would call it a supernatural spaghetti western comedy is what I would say.
It's the people involved with it, and I guess the mummy part.
Yeah, it's a monster movie, I guess. I read several 1-star reviews just to see what people who don't like this movie think about it, and generally they just seem to be folks who don't know how to have any sort of fun in life. Because this is like a 9. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. This is a fun movie. It's just what a movie should be, I think. I don't know. What do you think, John?
I actually went and saw this at a premiere in a little town outside of Pittsburgh called Oakmont. They had this little 2-screener theater, and Coscarelli was touring the film, and that was one of his stops. So me and a bunch of friends, we got to go see it. Got to meet Don Coscarelli afterwards. It is a really great movie. It's Bruce Campbell's finest hour. It's like acting wise, not like physical, like not evil. Evil Dead in this is not on the same level. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like this is like real. Not to be a dick, like real, like dramatic acting, not horror acting.
It is. I tell you what, this is just a weird movie. This is a weird story, and it actually has several touching parts in this movie. Like this is just it's a bizarre story. Like the story doesn't make any sense at all, but they turned it into great storytelling. It's absolutely wrote well. Like just hearing you describe this movie, it's just like what. I would probably never even have gave this movie a chance, like if I didn't, already know who the people were.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, wait a minute, Bruce Campbell plays an old Elvis?
Right.
I saw that and I stopped. I was like, I'm fucking there. That is
like it
great.
just the relationship they have. Like I just want to watch them go on more adventures. Like it was awesome.
Hey,
sorry,
man.
John. I interrupted.
Maryland. No, it's cool, dude. It's no worries. I like when he asked him about Maryland. He's like, between you and me, wow. Like Ossie Davis. Ossie Davis was so lovable in this movie. He was like a sweet old man. He's a sweet grandpa.
I got a bag of sand up there.
Yeah, and then he had the scar too. He had a scar, and it was like, wait a minute, what if? I mean, come on, Elvis is really alive, right? What if JFK is this really?
He really died.
Seriously, yeah. There's a fucking mummy running around. Why can't that be? Why can't that be? You know what I'm saying? Why can't that be real? In the realm of that film. Bruce Campbell nailed Elvis. It was. I just loved it. I loved his acting. It's a really good film. Bubba Ho-Tep, you hear that name and you think, what the fuck is that? And if you just read the description, I liked how they explained it and stuff. If I had one thing I didn't like, it was the hieroglyphics that came out of his mouth.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was kind of needless. It was whatever. It could have just been subtitles. But whatever. It's a mummy. JFK is black and alive, and Elvis is really alive. It's a really cool what-if story. And then I really loved the Elvis character reflecting on his life and realizing, like, he was real fucked up for what he did. He learned, like, he did messed up things to people and his family and stuff. Like, that was a really good take on the character. Who knows what, if Elvis was alive, what he would be doing. It was creative, unique, well written, and well acted. It is a fucking 10.
And he's dishing them out.
I was waiting
it's
for
a 10 of a film. It is a great film. It is.
I started laughing. I knew it was coming. I was just listening to
Yeah,
it.
dude. It's one of the most creative movies I've ever seen. Like,
he was very apprehensive
Elvis
about
is
dropping
alive.
that last 10.
Nah. That was planned.
So did you give everything a 10?
Nah.
No.
Nah, I gave Fishmaster a 9.
Okay.
These were good movies. These were some good movies we got this time. This was like a solid slate. This was a solid slate of movies. Like, I like every single one of them a ton.
All right. Well, Jason, what's your thoughts on this movie?
Okay. So every time I watch it, for whatever reason, I started off thinking it's just an okay movie. By the time it ends, I'm like amazed every time I watch it. Like, I don't know. It's just like the storytelling. It's that adventure. It reminds, so a couple of non-horror movies that kind of do the same thing to me. I don't know if you guys have seen Big Fish, Tim Burton. That storytelling.
Never seen it.
Second-hand Lions.
I've never seen
couple
that
old
one.
Dudes.
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I can't.
Really good. The two old dudes
that relationship
on adventures.
Yeah. It reminded. That's why I was thinking Gone Fishing. I don't know if you've seen Gone Fishing. It's Joe Pesci and Danny Glover.
Yeah, it's a weird combo.
Oh, it's a good movie, dude. They keep losing their boat and shit. It's hilarious. It is, and because Danny Glover plays a really dumb guy. It's like,
oh, really?
It's perfect.
Wow.
He's like, I don't know, boy. You know, they lose the boat, and Joe Pesci gets all pissed off. It's just funny, man.
That sounds good. But yeah, it's the relationship, the story, the adventure they go on. I could have used more Mummy. They could have maybe gave him a little bit more screen time, or I don't know. Not that that's a complaint. Like, he's in it enough. Like, he's a character in there. But I think the highlights definitely the main attraction is the two, Elvis and JFK.
Yeah.
But I think I agree. I give this movie a 10. Every time it ends, I'm like, that's great. That was amazing. And it does it to me every time, like 3 or 4 times now. So 10 out of 10 for me.
And it's not a bad Elvis, man. I mean, it is good.
Right.
Like, his impression he crushes it. And he always, that chin was so natural. Like, he had an Elvis-y face. Like, the prosthetics were awesome. Like, it's Oscar worthy in my eyes.
I never even noticed previous viewings that they don't use any Elvis music. They just use stuff that sort of sounds like Elvis, and then they don't even use real Elvis movies when they do the flashback or whatever. I mean, they just used some shit that looked kind of like it was Elvis, and I mean it worked because you don't even pay attention to that shit. You would think you'd be like, they didn't even play a fucking Elvis song, but they just breeze it right. There's too much shit to pay attention to that, but